My name is Ziyodullayeva and now I want to talk about the plastic pollution and bioplastics. The reason why I chose this topic is because I'm deeply curious about this field, which is environmental sciences, and I also want to major in it, and therefore I chose it. I wanted to start this with this question: what is the plastic pollution? Plastic pollution is a build-up of plastic waste in the environment, and it harms animals, and also it affects the human health, and also it damages ecosystems. Since plastic takes about hundreds of years to decompose, it pollutes oceans, lands, and of course it affects the things we eat daily. And also we can see the effects of the plastic through these pictures, and they are literally crazy, I want to say, because nowadays, since we live in the landlocked country, we often don't see these effects. However, these things are not AI, but these are the things which are actually happening right now. And the next thing which I want to introduce is the level of this crisis. I want to say that day by day we are becoming so near to the red line, and the red line is the point where everything collapses and everything becomes not usable for the second time. Like, we won't be able to recycle or recreate anything like the oceans and lands and landfills, because they will be already burned out, I can say. So when it comes to statistics, in 1 year, about 400 million tons of plastics are produced, and this is literally a huge number. 400 million tons means 406 numbers behind it. Now I'm just reading it and maybe emphasizing, but the outcomes of this number is literally huge, and mostly marine creatures get affected because of these plastics. And from this we can see that nearly 1 million marine animals die each year due to plastic pollution, and I guess it's the reason why most of the marine creatures are becoming endangered, for example whales or sharks. And also the biggest problem is most of the plastics are not recycled, and as it said in the statistics, only 9% of plastics are recycled, which means 91% of them aren't recycled and ended up in the landfills, in the oceans, in the seas, and I can say in the nature. So there's a lot to talk about the statistics, but since I have limited time, I want to make it short. But the damage is clear, and we can see it from this. So also I want to talk about my article, which I wrote in the 8th grade. Actually, in that time, my curiosity, my desire to this topic, to this field started, and the first thing which I did was researching, and through that I also write my own article. It wasn't super professional since I was young in that moment, but I tried to introduce this topic for myself and for the readers who will read this article. And it was about ocean pollution. So the next thing is the bioplastics. Of course, we have one solution to this trend, which is bioplastics. We can create bioplastics in several ways, and it will drastically help us to reduce the amount of the plastics produced each year. And they can be produced from the polyester starch, and most of them are produced from plants. And also nowadays I was researching about sorghum, which is also planted in our country, and it's also possible to create a bioplastic through it. And recently I wrote a case study about it. Actually now I cannot tell about it since it's also a big topic, but yeah, they have a lot of advantages, of course with some limits to it. So the biggest advantage is, of course, they are decomposed in the shorter amount of time. For example, the bioplastics created from sorghum are decomposed in several decades, about 10 to 100, I guess. But the oil plastics, the plastics which we use daily, like this bottle or packages, they are, I guess, decomposed in more than 400 years. And so yeah, and the only purpose is to provide a more sustainable alternative to traditional plastics. Because like if we don't stop this trend, we can get even more closer to that red line. And my conclusion is that future of our planet isn't decided tomorrow, it's decided by the actions of which we do today. And with it, I want to call everyone who is sitting there to care more about the environment, because we're also part of this nature, also part of this world. Therefore, we also take a responsibility to help it, because we're using all of the resources which it gives. Therefore, we also have to give some kind of reward for this of his givings. Therefore, we can do it in several small steps. For example, we can stop throwing bottles to the outside, because nowadays I see a lot of people just throwing away their waste to the nature, but they don't think about its detrimental consequences. Therefore, we have to start caring about it, and ultimately we have to take small actions which can create a big impact in the long term. And it's my speech, I'm done.